Warning: the following podcast, which contains strong language and mature content, is unsuitable for children or for the faint of heart. The subject matter discussed will be frightening and graphic in nature. Listener discretion is advised.
When you wanna hear about the paranormal, you get the Spooked Girls. True crime that makes you hypothermal. With the three Spooked Girls, stabby snippets will give you dreams. Tara and Jessica will make you along with the Spooked Girls. Bring on the slaughter, we on that haunted ground. Spooked Girls. The three Spooked Girls.
Hey there, Spooksters, and welcome back to another episode here on Three Spooked Girls. My name is Jessica, and as always, I'm joined by my favorite gal pal, Tara.
Hey, Spooksters.
Today, it is the last Monday of the month, so you know what that means. We are going to read your stories here in the pod. But before we do that, if you want to hang out with us on social media, you can do so by heading over to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Threads. Our handle is at Three Spooked Girls. And we have a really fun Facebook group, which I have now decided that Facebook is literally just for the groups. And I belong to so many now, but ours is my favorite. And that is Three Spooked Girls Official. I love the community over there. It's so great. Recently, you all voted on what merch we'll be rolling out. I'm in the process of putting that on different clothing and other merchandise so that you may have it. I was very excited about all of those designs. So it's just a great place. It's where we do book club. It's where when we do gift exchanges, it all happens in that area. So you definitely want to join. It's Three Spooked Girls Official on Facebook. If you want to help support the show, you can do so by heading over to patreon.com/Three Spooked Girls, or it's in the link tree that Tara puts in every episode. So that way you can find all the things is in the link tree. But if you head over to Patreon, you can, for little as $1, you get a bonus episode each month. Every once in a while, like last month, we did one that was a video, and it was actually very fun to film. It was just Tara and I telling stories. So we really hope you enjoy it. But for a little as $1, you get one bonus episode. 5 and up get ad-free episodes, and they typically launch the day before. There's also video content that is more exclusive than on our YouTube channel, which we do have a YouTube channel. If you didn't know, if you want to watch Tara and I talk to one another, you can go over there and watch us. If you are on TikTok, definitely check out Tara's TikTok. Hers is spooky_sleuth. She does really great stuff. Recently, I would just say, I'm very proud of the work that she's done on the Micah Miller case, because it's been so great to watch her videos, because she's been so informative, and she's been looking for the truth of it all. She's not just a clickbaity type true crime.
No. Gross.
Right. Been very proud and been very good. They're very good.
Thanks. There's gonna be a part 2, because I asked in the Facebook group today, actually, and everybody voted yes.
I like that you wrote, no, thank you. And I was in my head, I read that. I heard, no, thank you. No, thank you. Mind your business. Or mind yourself. And if you guys want a written post about it, Tara is working on one for her Substack. I need to get back on my Substack. I started it, and then I got really busy at work. And then I was like, oh, I need to do that. But I'm going to do a lot of my, if you have been a patron before and you remember Slaughters, it's going to go over there. There's already one up. It's Miller's Girl. It's on Netflix now.
I saw, but Bug was in the living room with me for once. So I was like, nope, bye.
Yeah, no.
Add to list.
No.
Goodbye.
Yes.
So I haven't had a chance yet.
That movie has gotten some flack because of
the sex scene.
Martin Freeman and Jenna Ortega's, their age difference.
Yeah.
And I was like,
that's the plot.
The point of the movie. Right. I was like, do people realize that Jenna Ortega is not a 16-year-old girl?
She's literally in her 20s.
Everyone breathe.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Interesting.
Also, it's a movie.
Right. They're not actually fucking. It's okay. Calm down.
I just feel like if you're going to do such a weird scene, I just feel like Martin Freeman, who is Bilbo Baggins, he's probably one of the nicest people. So I don't know, probably was very respectful.
Yeah, because she said said she had a good experience with everything, right?
From what I read, he was very respectful, but definitely, I wrote about it and it was a very, you should check it out is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And with that, I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to Tara, and she's going to read our very first story of the evening or day or whatever. I keep saying evening, because it's evening for us.
Yes. Just pretend it's evening. Our first story comes from Keely. Keely sent us a few stories before, you guys might remember. They write, "Hey ladies, it's been a while since I've sent in a story. After telling stories with some friends, I thought y'all would get a kick out of this one. So a couple years ago, my boyfriend and I shared an apartment with my sister and a friend. I've always seemed to attract spirits, and our friend absolutely hated it. Well, one day, I was sitting in the living room making a perler, and I set my tweezers down to find the color I needed next. And when I went back, the tweezers were gone. I tore the couch apart. I have to stop. I so relate, because when we first moved into this house, because our house is haunted, stuff would be moved all the time. I think they thought it was funny, but I understand. Because this is why it triggered me to be like, oh, me too. I tore the couch apart, looked underneath, pulled all my perler stuff out of the bin, but it was nowhere to be seen. I sat back down and said, ha, very funny. Can I have those back so I can... Are we living the same life? Jesus. Can I have those back so I can finish my piece, please? And then guess what? The tweezers appeared back on the table. I laughed and said thank you and went back to my project. Later that night, we were all hanging out in my friend's room when we heard a loud crashing sound coming from her bedroom. Being the only one not completely terrified, I went into the bathroom to investigate. The only thing I could see was her glass soap dish was in the sink. It wasn't earlier. And the noise we heard definitely sounded like it had been picked up and dropped into the sink rather than it just falling down. I told my friend this, and she looks me dead in the eye and screams, Keely, get your freaking ghosts out of here. I needed this today, Jesus. I said, honey, sometimes they just want to be acknowledged. Try that and it might leave you alone. She just yelled that she didn't want to acknowledge my ghosts and then they needed to leave her alone. Keep up the great work, ladies, and I'll send in more stories as I'm able to. Love ya. I loved that.
I just love that her friend was like, not my ghost. Your ghost.
Take
your
them back.
problem. I don't want them.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. My first story comes from Jimmy. Jimmy says, hi, my name is Jimmy. I've been binge listening to you two for about a week and a half. You make my long nights at work go so fast. I thank you both so much for this. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
We try. I'll quickly get into the story because I have work in a few minutes. When I was a security guard for CVS, I also worked the night shift. I had an older woman come up to me and she told me that she felt this large energy about me. I found this funny because my family and I believe in that. We are religious, but we also believe there's a power in your words and emotions, as well as meaning in dreams. Oh, I also believe there's meaning in dreams. And sometimes I'm like, fuck, my dreams are crazy. I literally will wake up in the middle of the night and text Tara my dreams. Mm-hmm. Because I'll forget them and I want her to know.
Right.
At least my family does. I also believe in the paranormal and cryptids. I love me a Bigfoot and Nessie story. Us too. The lady told me she could see things in a different way, like in a different dimension. Ooh. Mm. She saw stuff move and could see spirits. She said she even had to call on the angel Michael to help her with a dark spirit that was trying to attack her. And there was a loud explosion that happened afterwards. Oh. Ooh, so biblical. Not gonna lie, thought she was on something at first, but I could see that she was serious and meant every word. Then what really took the cake was how she said that there is a child spirit around us playing and a Santa toy fell off the shelf in front of us. No one was around us, nor did we bump it. I even stomped on the ground to test it and it didn't fall. I looked back at her and at the end of the aisle, there was a small child staring at me and quickly darted back. Ooh. You know, every time I see a child, I automatically think it's a black-eyed child.
Black-eyed children. No.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Ew.
Now I know what you're thinking. Maybe there was a child there. Unfortunately, this was at night, and I'm sure I would have heard a child running around. She then asked me with a smile, did I see the child? Then I felt a strong energy from between us. Before I could say anything, I got pulled away by another one of the workers. She asked for my number before she left, but I told her I would be around if she ever wanted to talk. That's probably safe. Don't give strangers your number. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Especially the ones that bring you entities.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel like she did what Keely's friend did, was like, that's your ghost now. To be honest, I was afraid of diving deeper than I needed to be, but a part of me wonders. But I have to go. Thank you for your awesome podcast. Well, you're welcome. And though I don't have a drink in my hand yet, I will be drinking Apple Crown along with a few wine coolers to enjoy your podcast even more after work. Aw, I haven't had Apple Crown in forever.
I don't know if I've ever had it.
I've had it a couple of times, like in mixed things, and I've always really, really liked it. I like Crown, and I like apples. Mm-hmm. I grew up redneck. Of course I like Crown.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've drank like regular.
Crown always reminds me of the rodeo.
Oh, God. Well, on that note, guys, we're going to take a quick ad break, and we will be right back. All right. So my other story for the episode comes from Riley. Riley writes, "Hey gals, today I'm going to talk about this entity that has been passed down at least 3 or more generations. My grandma passed it to my mom and currently to me. My grandma has Alzheimer's, so she doesn't remember all of the encounters, so my mom has retold them. Her youngest memory was when she was 6 years old. Her parents made her go outside with her younger brother to play while her mom cooked dinner. While they were playing, she saw a dark figure. The dark figure stood there, so they continued playing. But when they continued to play and run around, the entity took a big... I can't even. I'm scared because I'm imagining this. The entity took big, long strides towards her and grabbed her by the hair and pulled her to the ground.
Nope. Big old nope.
Oh my God. I would cry. She ran inside with her brothers crying. Yeah, warranted. I would be crying. Oh my God. The next encounter she had with the figure was when she was 14. She was at a party and she saw the figure standing in the corner facing towards her. She brushed it off, trying to ignore it, but every time she looked away, oh my God, it came closer. No, this is a horror movie. I don't like this. She went to the bathroom with a friend and they slept in the bathroom for the night. When they came out the next morning, it was gone, but there was a burn mark on the wooden floor where the dark figure was. Oh my God. Fast forward. I'm like freaked out. I don't like this. Fast forward to when my mom was 12, she saw the dark figure while she was getting ice cream with her friends. It was a sunny day, so she was obviously out of place to see the dark figure. She told her friends that they had to leave immediately, and they walked back to her house. The figure followed them until they were a block away from the home. She then told her mom, my grandma, about it, and my grandma told her about her encounters. She didn't have another encounter until after I was born. She was a widow, so she was alone at night when this encounter happened. She was sitting in bed feeding me and had a dim light on and was listening to soothing music to try to make me fall asleep. I don't like where this is going. I'm so scared. You've already scared me. She slowly fell asleep since she was really tired and it was late at night. She remembers being half asleep and seeing a dark figure walk over to her and pick me up.
No.
She could feel the weight of me being lifted off her arms. Oh God, it keeps getting worse. She then woke up and it was 3:33 a.m. She looked around to see where I was and she couldn't find me. She walked out into the living room and saw me laying on the floor in different clothes on the play mat. When she picked me up, there was a char-like mark as if the mat had been burned while I was laying on it. Fast forward again to when I was 7, I was wearing a silver necklace and I was sitting on a stool at my kitchen island. My mom was cooking dinner and I started to feel itchy around my neck. She had her back turned towards me and I started to choke. The necklace I was wearing started to burn. I got down and ran over to my mom and she took me to the hospital. On the way to the hospital, I was fading in and out of consciousness because I couldn't breathe. And when I fell out of consciousness, I remember seeing a dark figure sitting next to me in the car watching me with its arms crossed as if it was mad that my mom was taking me to the hospital.
Oh my God.
I never wore silver again, and that was the last time I ever saw the figure. Sorry for the long email. Don't apologize. I swear we need merch that just says, like, sorry for the long email that us yelling, don't apologize. Hope this makes it to the podcast. I love listening while I'm getting ready. Love, Riley. Oh my God. I'm traumatized.
Riley,
are you
crazy.
okay?
I know.
I'm traumatized and nothing happened to me.
so sorry. I know. My God. I was like, we had ghost encounters, not like this.
That's scary. Ew. Okay.
Okay. So our last story comes from Grace. It's entitled Killer Ant. This story indeed happened to my family. So I have a love child step aunt from my papa's affair. And if you're wondering, no, grandma didn't leave him. She stayed with him and had 4 more kids with him until they both passed away. But anyways, my aunt, for privacy reasons, we're going to call her Jamie. It was in the 1980s, early 90s, and Jamie had a baby who we will call Aaron. And they spelled it both ways, both masculine and feminine. I chose a gender neutral name because I don't know if she had a boy or a girl. That makes sense. Jamie was high off her ass and put her 6-month-old baby in the clothes dryer and turned it on, killing the baby. Oh my God.
That is so awful.
And Aaron's father, who was also high off his ass, went to Jamie's mom and stepdad's house to set their mobile home on fire. And they both got arrested and are currently in prison serving life, which makes sense. Sorry for rambling, but I hope you all liked the story. And yes, this is a real story. And then Grace went on to say, love ya. Oh my God.
Oh my God, we love you too. That is so traumatic. Oh my God.
I am so sorry for your family's loss and tragedy. And just that is, oh my God.
That's awful.
Oh, that was heavy. Okay. So with that, we're going to go ahead. Sometimes y'all write stories and I'm just like, I don't know where to go right now.
No, for real. But oh my gosh, hugs.
So many hugs.
But if you wanna trauma dump for us too, you can do so by emailing 3spookgirls@gmail.com.
Yes. Please send in stories. We love reading them here on the podcast.
Yes.
Again, like Jared said, send them to our email. It's just easiest for us to keep track than having to like go hunt them all down on different platforms. So again, that email address is spookedgirls@gmail.com. And we will see you on in our next episode. Bye guys.
Bye.